This is a Squiz Kids podcast. Your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you.
Hello there and welcome to the Squiz Kids Squizzie Awards for 2022. I'm Bryce Corbett, host of Squiz Kids, your daily dose of kid-appropriate news. As we say every day, we're fun, free and fresh.
And I'm Amanda Bauer, Squiz Kids Educator Extraordinaire, which is my fancy way of saying that I'm a teacher and a Squiz Kids co-host. I am also very excited to be talking about this year's Squizzies.
Now, Amanda, I should probably take a moment to explain the Squizzies. The Squizzies are a look back on the stories that caught our eye across the year for very specific reasons. I'm talking about the funniest, the quirkiest, the stinkiest, and the ones that gave us the warm and fuzzies. So, are you ready to look back over the wild and woolly year that was 2022 and pick a few winners with me?
I most certainly am. Let's get this show on the road with one of my favourite categories, the stinkiest news story of 2022. Bryce, who is the first of our contenders?
Well, for your consideration, Amanda, from April this year, Snotbot. Now, Snotbot, work with me on this one. Snotbot is a new kind of drone, specially designed to fly above whales and catch the stinky mucus that's fired out of their blowholes. Scientists then study the fishy smelling slime to learn more about the whales.
What a job. Our second nominee is the smell of sweaty feet.
Ew.
Which researchers in Sweden actually took the time to prove is the most unpleasant smell in the world.
Oh my gosh.
They took 10 smells, presented them to 235 noses of people from 9 different cultures.
I love this story.
And found that stinky feet and decaying fish were the equal worst scents.
Oh.
I could have told you that for free.
Yes, we both have teenage boys. We both could have told you that for free. And our final entrant from June this year, get this one, bacon perfume. Now, this perfume was called Right 100. The fragrance was made for men and women, and it mimics the smell of bacon cooking. Because who doesn't want to spend their days wandering around smelling like a pan of hot, sizzling, stinky bacon?
The right 100 is the wrong 100 if you ask me.
Oh, nice.
Although I mentioned the doggy friends you'd make if you did smell like bacon.
This is very true, yeah.
And the winner of the Squizzie for the stinkiest news story of 2022 is...
Drum roll, please.
Snotbot. Not only does it voluntarily put itself in the line of stink fire, it has a most excellent name.
It certainly does.
Now, I'll put a link in your episode notes to learn more about Snotbot, and that's where you'll also find links about all the other Squizzie winners coming right up.
Okie dokie, moving right along, Amanda. And now to the funniest news story of 2022. We're starting off in South Dakota in the United States at the first Holy Communion of little Brinley Heidelberg in May. She looked a picture of innocence in her beautiful dress, but caused the priest and congregation in her church to laugh out loud when she took the cup to sip the communion wine and gulped it down and down and down, draining the entire cup.
Now, of course, First Holy Communion is an important ceremony in the Catholic Church, and it does include the eating of bread and the sipping of wine. In Brinley's case, I guess the sculling of wine.
Go Brinley.
It's hard to beat that, Bryce, but there is a 4-year-old Dutch boy who's in with a Squizzie Award chance.
Okay.
Barefoot and still wearing his jammies, this kiddo took his mum's car keys while she was sleeping, put them into the ignition, operated the clutch and the accelerator, and took off.
Oh dear.
Police got a call about an abandoned car and found the kiddo nearby.
Wow.
Now, it was only after they spoke to his mum and took him back to the car that they really believed he was the driver.
Oh dear.
And knew how to drive a manual vehicle.
Oh my God.
The police found it so funny that they posted on social media that they had found the Netherlands' next Formula One driver.
Wow, Max Verstappen, eat your heart out. Now, here on Squiz Kids, we're not afraid of talking about poo, as you would know, Amanda. And so you may not be surprised to find out that our final nominee for the funniest news story of 2022 is about poopy nappies.
Ew!
In September, we learned that little kids obsessed with farts and bums were talking to the family Alexa or Siri or Google and saying things like, play poopy. And it turns out that there really are songs on the internet about these stinky topics. And each time they're played, the musician earns a few cents. Now, the man behind the smash hit Poopy Stupid Butt has made, yeah, that's actually the name of the song, he's made $10,000. And in case you were wondering whether this was just a phenomenon in the English language, the French song La Chanson du Caca, or the Poop song, has more than 1 million plays on Spotify, because poo is funny in any language.
Bryce, I made the mistake of playing Poopy Stupid Butt to my niece in September, and it sticks in your head a little bit like the Baby Shark dance.
Oh no, not the Baby Shark dance. Don't mention the Baby Shark dance.
And the winner is... Oh, no.
What?
It's Poopy Stupid Butt.
Of course it is.
Now it's going to be stuck in everyone's head.
Of course it is, of course it is. From stinkiest, though, to strangest now, our first nominee for the weirdest news story of 2022 is the hagfish. It looks like an eel. It slithers into dead fish and eats their flesh from the inside out.
Ooh.
And in October, scientists discovered that the super sticky slime the hagfish releases when it's in danger could be used to create protective clothing for humans.
Wow.
Firefighters and soldiers could be wearing hagfish-inspired suits sometime soon.
Amazing.
Uh-huh.
Well, October was a good month for weird because the week before the hagfish news, scientists announced that the 800,000 brain cells, human brain cells that they'd grown in a lab, had learned to play a video game. They connected the mini brain to the video game Pong with electric wires, and it learned to play in just 5 minutes.
Wow.
The researchers stressed that the mini brain didn't have feelings or even really understand that it was playing a game, but those lab-grown brains could one day be used to test treatments for brain diseases, which is a bit more important than video games after all.
It most certainly is. Our final contender for the weirdest news story of 2022 are some Israeli goldfish, who, believe it or not, learned to drive.
What?
Yeah, scientists put fish into a tank of water that was set up on wheels, and when the fish swam towards one of the tank's walls, the fishmobile drove in the same direction. A target was set up on one wall of a room, and the fish would receive a treat when the tank successfully navigated to that target. During the first half-hour lesson, the fish drove to the target an average of 2.5 times, and by the 12th and final lesson, they made it 17 times.
Whoa. Now, I've got 2 learner drivers in the house, so obviously I'm going to need some treats to get them to drive to the target.
That's what they need, some fish food.
Bryce, who is the winner of the Squizzie for the weirdest news story of 2022?
Okay, drum roll please. And the winner is the goldfish of Israel. Take a bow.
Woo!
Now, those of you with weak stomachs may want to go and put the kettle on right now because it's time for the grossest news story of 2022. My favourite. Amanda, what have we got?
Well, first we're heading to Madagascar, where the nocturnal lemur has evolved to have a middle finger that nose-picking humans could only dream of.
I remember this.
Scientists already knew that the super long, super skinny finger was used to tap on wood and listen if the wood was hollow and then scoop out delicious grubs inside.
Yes.
But this year they used a low-light camera at night and they were able to see that the eyes would also insert that same finger deeply into their skull, so deeply that they could scrape the back of their throats, scoop out the snot and eat that too.
Oh, please. Yuck. But honestly, I think I might have something grosser.
Really?
I think so. New research revealed in March that cane toads, hated by most of Australia already, eat their younger brothers and sisters. When they're just tadpoles, cane toads gobble up cane toad eggs because they're addicted to the poison the eggs produce. So let's be clear on this. Cane toads are addicted to poison. And to feed their addiction, they eat their younger siblings before they've even had a chance to hatch.
Oh, good grief. That is a very gross story and a gross animal.
They are gross.
But I have for you a story of human grossness.
Oh, good. My favourite kind.
A hiker in the American state of Washington who lost her mobile phone down a pit toilet.
Yes.
A pit toilet is pretty much what it sounds like, a big hole in the ground over which a toilet seat is placed, and it's filled with all the things that people do on toilets. When the hiker accidentally dropped her mobile into the pit, she tried to reach down and retrieve it and fell in. Luckily, the phone still worked and she called emergency services to pull her out. I will leave it up to your imagination to consider what she looked like.
You would not want to have been that rescue worker pulling her out. Gross. Now, surely, Amanda, that's our winner. Let me open the envelope and check. Drum roll, please. Yes, indeed. Congratulations, I think, to the hiker on her grossest news story, Squizzie.
Well, there's a silver lining. The award that no one really wants to win. Now, how about the cutest news story of 2022 to get our stomachs back on track?
Yeah,
That's
good.
a Squizzie to warm our hearts. Where are we starting, Bryce?
In the jungles of Costa Rica, where in May, a baby sloth fell out of a tree and its mum was up so high she couldn't hear her baby. Clever animal rescuers recorded the baby's cries, then played them on a loudspeaker until mum came down from the tree. Watching her come down the tree is about as frustrating as watching that sloth scene in the movie Zootopia, which I absolutely love. You know that she's desperate to get her kid, but wow, do sloths move slowly. Finally, she gets low enough for the human helpers to hand her baby up to her, and the hug that mum and baby give each other is enough to melt the hardest of hearts.
Now, Bryce, you know I'm a sucker for a rescue dog.
Yes.
And this year, a pup called Faith won my heart when she won the World Dog Surfing Championships
love
held
those.
in August.
Yes.
Faith used to be afraid of everything, apparently, but now she can handle the surf in Northern California.
How cute.
And yes, I am talking about a dog on a surfboard without humans to help them surf. It's pretty incredible.
Love that. And our final contenders are a group of Japanese kids who are under 4 years old and already have jobs.
What?
They answered an ad posted by a nursing home looking for littlies to visit the elderly residents and brighten their day.
Oh, cute.
It is cute. They get to show up to work whenever they like and they can take naps as often as they like.
Ooh, that's my kind of job.
Yeah, where do I sign up?
And the winner, Bryce?
Drum roll, please. How can you go past a dog wearing sunglasses on a surfboard? Congratulations, Faith, proud winner of a 2022 Squizzie Award.
Good on you, Faith.
Good on you, Faith. Now, Amanda, our next category is called the Squizzie for standing out from the crowd, given to someone who makes the news because they aren't afraid to be who they are and speak the truth, even if it's a bit different.
That is exactly right, because how boring would the world be if we were all the same?
Totally boring.
Our first nominee is a Brazilian pop star who stood out from the crowd on social media when instead of posting a post shot looking glamorous and gorgeous, she posted and told her 15 million followers that they needed to fart.
Oh, yes, I remember this.
It turned out that the singer, Polka, had been reluctant to off-gas in front of her boyfriend, and she'd held it in for so long she'd gotten sick to her stomach and had to be taken to hospital.
Oh, that sounds uncomfortable. And instead of staying embarrassed, she told the world about the situation, hoping to help other people avoid the hospital trip.
Wow, that is very good of her.
That is very good of her to share her fart. That's right. Our second contender for the standing out from the crowd Squizzie is Zai Caliste, a ballet dancer from Townsville. Now, Zai thought of giving up ballet heaps of times, growing up in a place where most boys played rugby league or soccer. But he loved to dance and was really, really good at it, and he stuck at it. Now, that perseverance paid off in August when Zai beat thousands of other boys from all around the world to be offered a place at the English National Ballet School.
Good on you, Zai, and good on
Yeah,
you for
baby.
not giving up something you loved.
That's right.
Our final contender is a 20-year-old uni student from England who in August made the final of this year's Miss England beauty pageant without wearing a shred of makeup.
Oh, cool.
Melissa Rove said that she started wearing makeup at a really young age because she didn't feel comfortable in her own skin. And she says that now she's learned to love herself for who she is, and she competed in the high-profile modelling contest without makeup to send the same message to all young girls.
Good on her. Now, that, Amanda, is a very impressive list of people.
Sure is.
But there can only be one winner. And the Squizzie Award for standing out from the crowd goes to England by way of far north Queensland, Zai Caliste, dancer extraordinaire. We salute you. Which brings us to our final award for 2022.
The Squizzie for the most inspiring news story.
Okay.
What have we got?
We were blown away in April, if you remember, by the story of Emmanuel Tulo, a very poor young man living in the very poor African country of Liberia. Now, Emmanuel had to drop out of primary school at the age of only 9 to help his family earn money, which is typical in that part of the world. But then he found a plastic bag on the side of the road containing $50,000.
Whoa.
Yeah, when someone came forward asking for help in finding the lost fortune, Emmanuel returned it without a second thought.
Wow.
Now, people made fun of him, saying that he would always be poor, but the opposite has happened. A very fancy private school has taken him in as a boarding student for free. The president of Liberia has given him $10,000, and as soon as he finishes school, he has a spot at an American university also for free, because honesty really does pay.
Now, the next month in May, we were inspired and amazed by Jackie Hunt Broersma, who ran 104 marathons in 104 consecutive days.
Wow.
Now, one marathon is 42.2 kilometres. Jackie ran one every day for more than 3 months without a break.
Unbelievable.
Not only that, Bryce,
Yes.
but the 46-year-old got bone cancer when she was 26 and she had to have her left leg amputated.
No.
So she ran all those marathons on a prosthetic or artificial leg.
That's incredible.
Now, Jackie said that when she first lost her leg, she was angry and embarrassed, and now she wants to show the world what a person with a disability is capable of.
Unbelievable. Now, Amanda, we've had terrible flooding all over the country this year, and our final nominee for most inspiring news story is a group of teenagers in Victoria who rescued more than 40 people and their pets from the towns of Shepparton and Mooroopna. They launched their tinnies, aluminium boats, into the Goulburn River and ferried their neighbours to safety.
Okay, Bryce, I'm opening the envelope, and the winner of the final Squizzie for 2022, drumroll please. Look at this. It says that the most inspiring Squizzie actually goes to all Australians who stepped up to help in the floods.
Hooray!
From the teenagers and tinnies to people paddling chickens to safety in kayaks to the
Yes.
state emergency services saving human lives to the people who just donated money and supplies and even their own homes to flood victims.
Yeah.
You are the best of humanity, and Squiz Kids salutes you.
It most assuredly does. Wow, Amanda, 2022, what a year it's been. Thank you for your help.
That's my pleasure, Bryce, and thank you, Squiz Kids, for another great year.
Now, before we go, a quick reminder that the Squiz Kids Today podcast is taking a break until school returns in 2022, but don't worry, we're not leaving you empty-handed for the holidays. Our Christmas prezi to you is a free kids versus adult quiz each week.
And a free Squiz the World episode each week, a 10-minute audio excursion to a different country on our amazing planet.
Yes.
We'll be heading to Morocco, Cuba,
Cool.
Peru,
Yeah.
and more.
Nice. Not only that, but we're giving you a free Squiz Kids shortcut each week, where you and I dig a bit deeper into a fun topic.
We'll be talking about Christmas food traditions around the world, fireworks for
Yep.
New Year's Eve, YouTube, sneakers, sharks, all kinds of good stuff.
This is Bryce Corbett signing off and reminding you all to get out there and have a most excellent summer.
Over and out. These episodes are edited and engineered by Carter Quinn.